appears that there seems to be discrepancies in what happened. Obviously, the offense report itself mentions that this was basically prostitution that was occurring, whereas I think that Ms. Morrow is now saying that that is not what happened. So we have some discrepancies along those lines. Also, the obviously the repeated stabbing of the victim in this case, as well as apparently theft of cigarettes and possibly some coins or something, change of that nature as well.
We are about to watch the commutation hearing of a woman who was sentenced to 25 years for manslaughter. Now, what's interesting about this case is she was 23 years old at the time she was sentenced. She allegedly was having a financial transactional relationship with the 75-year-old man when he refused to pay her, and she lost it. And she stabbed him over and over and over again with a pair of scissors until he died. And that's what she's sentenced for. Now, it's interesting the way that she handles this case. Now, the DA shows up. Many of you may recognize him. He kind of says things how it is. So it'll be interesting to see if they commute this case and how they interpret it. And, well, I'll unpack it at the end.
Tequilla Morrow, 456-393.
Okay, and so you're here before the pardon board this morning requesting a commutation of your sentence. I'm going to read some identifying information into the record, after which I'll turn it over to Mr. Tony Marabella, because your case has been assigned to him this morning. And then he'll present your case. We'll hear from the DA's office, and at the end, before we vote, we'll let you make a statement if you'd like. We'll also ask Lieutenant Atkins if she has anything that she wants to say about you. So you are Tequilla Morrow, DOC number is 456-393. You are classified as the second felony offender. You were sentenced September 15, 2005 for manslaughter. You received a 25-year DOC sentence. You do have a good time date, which is January 9th, 2023. Parole eligibility falls after that date. Parole eligibility date is January 4th, 2024, and your full term date is October 4th, 2027. Is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Marabella.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Ms. Morrow. My name is Tony Marabella. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, sir?
I'm going to state a few things for the record, then I'm going to ask you some questions. If you have any questions about my question, please let me know, because I want to make sure you understand clearly what it is I'm trying to ask you, okay? Ms. Morrow, tell me how long you've been in jail.
18 years, October 4th.
And you are currently 41 years old, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you were how old when this crime was committed?
23.
Now, in reviewing your file, I'm looking at your record, both as a juvenile and as an adult, and there appears to be drugs interspersed throughout that history. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
You were ordered to go to the drug court as one of the conditions of your probation while you were on probation at one time, and you just never went. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell me about your drug use. Tell me when you started using drugs.
I was 19 years old. After my kids were taken from me, then I just gave up and I was homeless. I didn't have anywhere to go. My family wasn't in my life because my mother passed away when I was 13, and my dad gave me to the state, and I didn't have anywhere to go. And I got with a guy, and he introduced me to drugs, and I got on drugs. And
tell me what kind of drugs you started using at 19.
The first thing I started using was marijuana. Then I got on cocaine. I started taking pills and drinking.
How often were you doing marijuana initially?
Every day.
Cocaine, when did you progress to cocaine?
It didn't take about a couple months.
How long were you doing cocaine? How often were you doing cocaine?
Every day, all day.
You have at least one prostitution offense on your record.
Yes, sir.
Is that how you were meeting your drug habit?
Sometimes.
Tell me about what you've done since you've been in prison. What programs have you taken?
Okay, I've written them all down because I have a lot.
Okay.
I've got my GED.
Okay.
Celebrate Recovery, Substance Abuse, Alcoholics Anonymous, Anger Management, Life's Healing Choices. I've taken welding and I have a degree in production line welding and plate welding. I have my OSHA 30 certification. I have my NCCER certification. And after I submitted my application for the pardon, I took my Safe Serve certification, Hannah's Gift, and sexual trauma.
Tell me about the drug. Tell me about your substance abuse programs. What have you learned about your substance abuse issues?
Well, I know that I don't want to use drugs anymore because drugs have ruined my life. I don't believe that if I would have stayed sober, that I would have been where I'm at today. I feel that drugs is what led me to where I am, and it ruined my life.
Do you believe you are a drug addict?
Yes, sir. I know I was. Yes, sir. And I'm afraid that I'm not today.
I'm sorry?
I pray that I'm not a drug user anymore.
Okay. There's a saying, once a drug addict, always a drug addict. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir, I do.
How do you anticipate staying off of drugs once you get out? I mean, obviously, life was tough for you. You now have some skills. You now have some things that you've learned how to do, okay? That's a good thing. Still might be very tough out there to get a job. It might be very difficult to deal with things that are going on. How do you anticipate making sure you stay off of drugs?
Well, when I leave here, I'm hoping to go to Almost Home. It's a faith-based facility. And I know
Where is that?
it's in Jonesville. I have the address if you need it.
Okay, go ahead.
They already approved me to go there. And I have a job. I work right now at BB's Fish Fry in Vidalia.
Okay.
And my bosses offered me to stay here if I'd like and work.
I have you working at McDonald's. You're no longer at McDonald's?
No, sir. The hurricane sent us up here to Vidalia.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. So you're still working. You're no longer at Lake Charles or where you were before. You're now in Vidalia and you're working on a different program.
Yes.
And you're working for who is that now?
For BB's Fish Fry.
All right. So tell me, one of the things you're going to do is you're going to stay in a sober living facility, which is a good thing.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with the 12-step program?
Yes, sir. I've taken the 12-step to celebrate.
Tell me about it.
Well, what do you want me to, like, how do you want me to explain?
Well, let me ask you this. You said you've taken it. Are you done with it? Have you learned everything there is to learn of
Yes,
the 12-step program, or is it something you anticipate continuing to do?
Well, I want to join a church that has Celebrate Recovery in it because I became a facilitator when I was in Tallulah facility, and I've actually taught the Celebrate Recovery program. And that's the 12 steps, but in biblical terms. So it helped me, and I know that it can help someone else, and it'll keep me sober. I know that because I don't want to see anybody else go through what I've went through and have to be on the streets like that and use drugs, because it's not a good thing. You know, your whole life is just ruined once you use drugs. You can't get off of it unless you're ready for it.
How old are your children now?
My oldest daughter is 23. She just made 23 in October. My son is 21 and my youngest is 18.
Do you have a relationship with any of them?
Yes, sir. They just found me again after my youngest turned 18.
Did at some point were your rights terminated?
Yes, sir. I believe on my oldest child they were, and then I don't really know if they were for my two youngest.
But you have reestablished a relationship with your three children?
Yes, sir, I have. Thank God.
Now you have a good time date of what? 2023, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about your disciplinary record? Do you have many write-ups while you've been in prison?
I've had a few. Before, it was when I first got arrested, first started my time. I was still young and dumb. I wasn't ready to grow up. But once I gave my life over to God and I decided that I want to change my life, I want to get my education, I want to do the right things, then I stopped getting reports. So I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to live like that.
You've indicated that drugs have been a real problem for you, and I'm looking at your record. You do have a little bit of a history of violence. I mean, it's, you hit your roommate over the head with a beer bottle at one point. What was all of that about? How have you been able to control your anger?
Well, I've taken anger management and I've given my life to Christ, and I have a heart now. Like, he's changed my heart, and I don't want to see anybody hurt. I would never hurt anybody. I don't understand why I did what I did before, and I don't know. I don't want to ever do that to anybody ever again.
Okay. Madam Chairman, can we hear from Lieutenant Atkins at this point?
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us a little bit about how Miss Moreau has done while she's been there?
She hasn't been here very long, I think, since Hurricane Laura came through. She got here right before that, but she's been a role model inmate. We've had no problems. She's in the work release program here, and she's had a job. She gets up. We don't have to wake her up, get ready, you got to go to work. She's up, ready, and willing to go and help.
Great. Thank you very much. That's all the questions I have, Madam Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marabella. Mr. Roche.
Good morning, Ms. Moreau. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you very much.
Good. Ms. Moreau, I'm going to be very honest with you. I have several concerns. I've read your supervision history, and the supervision is terrible. You just didn't do exactly what you're supposed to do. You committed other crimes. As Mr. Marabella said, your extensive arrest record concerns me also. There are many violent offenses. We don't usually see a person to apply with an extensive criminal background as such as yours. Tell me what's different this time. You've been on supervision before and you've not done very well. How you handle supervision this time along with your drug habit, because as Mr. Marabella said, you hadn't used drugs in a long time, but you should consider yourself still a drug addict.
Yes, sir.
How you handle that supervision?
Well, that's why I want to go to this almost home facility, because it is faith-based and they do have programs to continue to, I need that support. I don't want to just go out on my own, because I don't believe that if I've been locked up so long that I'm not sure if I will be able to make it like that. So I'm gonna go to this place because I know that they'll be there for me and they'll help support me. And then having a job and having a place. I never had a place. I was always homeless. I didn't have nowhere to go. I didn't have any support. And I didn't have a reason in my mind, my drug addicted mind, to try to get my life together, because I didn't have my children, my family, my mother was gone. I didn't have a reason to live then. I didn't have God in my life, but now I do. And I know that he's going to help me. These programs that I'm going to continue to take is going to help me. And I believe that this facility, they're God-fearing, and I know that they'll help me too. So I have some support, and I just don't want my life I don't want to live that life anymore.
Okay, two other things. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you with your 710 hours of good time. You lost 77, but you restored them. So that tells me your disciplinary conduct has been very good in recent years. And now, you have a good time date I think in January 2023,
Yes, sir.
which is only 26 months away.
Yes, sir.
Have you been informed this process sometimes takes a year or two, and at the end of this process, you'll be getting out anyway on good time? Has anyone informed you of that?
Not that after this period right here, but I was told that when I first put the application in, it can take up to 2 years. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and it could take that long after this process.
I understand that, sir.
Okay, Madam Chairman?
Thank you, Mr. Roche. Mr. Wise?
Don't have any questions. You have a good time date coming up. I want to commend you on a lot of programs you take. And you've taken some good program. I'm telling you, and by reading everything that I read, change, and that's what rehabilitation is supposed to do, is change you. One of the things that I want to ask you this. You've been in the transition. Now, who are you working for?
It's BB's Fish Fry in Vidalia.
How long have you worked there?
I've been working there for 5 weeks now.
Not long
Yeah.
after Hurricane Laura.
It was only like a week or so after I got here. Yes, sir. But I've been in work release for 2 years already.
That's great.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wise. Mr. Jones, do you have any questions? Oh, do you think you're muted?
Oh.
There
Ms.
you go.
Morrow,
Okay. Yes, sir.
you said you've been in work release 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Have you had any write-up to any discipline while you've been, all your employers, they've been satisfied with your work and work habits?
Yes, sir. Every one of my employers have told me that if I get out for the board, I can come back and work there. They want me there. So I'm going to do a good job.
Okay. No other questions.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. I can tell by your responses, your face just lights up when we talk about congratulations on the work you've done. So you're real proud of yourself, as you should be.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, I don't have any particular questions. I just wanted to say it just shows all over your face that you're really proud of your accomplishments. So we'd like to hear from the DA's office at this time, Mr. Clark.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
There you go.
Yes, ma'am. You there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, very briefly, the DA's office basically wanted to note a few things. Obviously, in this case, the original charge was an indictment for second-degree murder in this case, which was ultimately reduced down to a manslaughter charge. So the DA's office kind of sees this as a more or less a break from the get-go. Obviously, had this been a second-degree murder, this would be a life sentence as opposed to now the possibility of parole and also a good time release. Obviously, as has been mentioned, the DA's office is concerned about prior probation history, probation violations and whatnot. And also, as far as the recounting of the offense and taking a look at the investigative report, it appears that there seems to be discrepancies in what happened. Obviously, the offense report itself mentions that this was basically prostitution that was occurring, whereas I think that Ms. Morrow is now saying that that is not what happened. So we have some discrepancies along those lines. Also, obviously the repeated stabbing of the victim in this case, as well as apparently theft of cigarettes and possibly some coins or something, change of that nature as well. However, having said that, given the fact that there is a close good time date coming up, the state would be, or the DA's office would be opposed to a clemency especially given the upcoming good time release date.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. We appreciate your input. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ms. Morrow, would you like to make a statement before we vote?
I just want to say that I really appreciate this opportunity. I do know that a lot of things have happened, and what I'm in here for is not a good thing. And I want everybody to know that I regret what I did to Mr. Ellis Bell because he was innocent. I took an innocent man's life, and I regret that. And I regret the pain that I've caused to his family, and I regret the pain that I've caused to him. And I wish I can take that back because he didn't deserve it. Me and him didn't have that type of relationship, and I understand that's what the report said. But I wish that I can prove that to somebody so they wouldn't think any bad of him, because it wasn't like that. He was not like that. He was innocent. And I took an innocent man's life, and I regret that. And I wish that I can take away their pain, the family's pain, and I wish I can bring him back. But I can't. But I do appreciate y'all just allowing me to see y'all today. I appreciate that. I'm grateful for that.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Is the board prepared to vote, Mr. Marabella?
Madam Chairman, I'd like to go in executive session just for a brief period of time.
All right, we have a motion and a second for executive session. Ray, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Jones?
Yeah, he's asking you yes or
Go
no
ahead
for
and,
executive session.
Go to Zoom and enter that number and join the meeting. It'll be just a little while longer for the hearing. Mr. Renata, ask that you would keep your mic muted while Mr. Roche, until we ask you to speak.
Yes.
Mr. Jones? Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Wise?
Yes.
Mr. Marabella?
Yes.
So Ms. Morrow will be in executive session to discuss confidential matters just for a few moments. We'll be right back. Stand by.
Yes.
All right, is everybody in? Let's see, one more, there he is. Okay, everybody, we're back in regular session, Ms. Morrow, and we are prepared to vote, and we will start with Mr. Marabella.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Ms. Morrow, I would like to commend you for the programs that you've done, the things that you've done. You have accomplished a lot of things while you've been in prison. You do have opposition from the district attorney's office, but the victim's family in this case has no opposition to your being released, which is a good thing for you. It's clear to me from reviewing your record, talking with you today, that you've accomplished a lot of things. It's going to be my vote today to grant you some relief to make you immediately parole eligible. That may not result in your getting out any sooner than you're going to get out on your good time, but in my opinion, you deserve that because you've worked hard and you've done the things you need to do. You've performed well in work release. Your employers want to keep you. So that would be my vote today, to grant you a commutation that would make you parole eligible immediately. So good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Marabella. Mr. Roche.
Ms. Morrow, my vote is the same for the same reasons.
Thank you so much, sir.
Mr. Wise.
At this time, I'm gonna vote the same as my colleague.
Thank
Great.
you.
And Mr. Jones.
Ms. Morrow, you've done well in your work release program, your job. I hope you know that there will be some challenges out there for you once you release. And hope you continue to go to your support groups and stay strong. My vote would be to go along with the colleagues to grant you parole.
Thank you so much.
My vote also is the same, to recommend immediate parole eligibility. So that is the recommendation we'll make on your behalf to the governor. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much.
And I do believe that concludes our business in Concordia. So we will adjourn from there at 10:17.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, let's unpack this. And I can't help it with the cat and Jim Wise. I just don't like Jim Wise. I hate him so much. I prefer to put a cat there to look at him. It makes it easier for me. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. Now, I'm not, well, I'll unpack it a little bit, but not that much. And that's because we're jumping forward, as you can see, to November 30th, 2022, to a Miss Bonnie Jackson, Mr. Roche hearing. And this is her parole hearing. Now, it's interesting because they commuted her sentence on October 26th, 2020. And now it's November 30th, 2022. So it took 2 years from the governor signing it to her having her parole hearing. And remember, she was a 25-year sentence. She's nearing the end of the sentence anyways. But what was interesting about this, what we just heard, is I like her. I like her charisma. I like her attitude. I like that she seems to be, but someone's lying or something's off, because it states here in the article, and I'll read it to you after we go through the parole hearing, but it clearly states that that she was prostituting herself to this man for a long time. It was a relationship they had ongoing. He refused to pay. She lost it and stabbed him over a dozen times with the scissor. So I don't know why she wouldn't just say that that's what it was. The DA stated that. I mean, is she lying? Is she in denial? Does she think it's a way of protecting him? I don't know. You can look at it both ways. You can look at it like she's lying, but you can look at another way where she's not blaming him. She's not trying to, say it's his fault. He was taking advantage of her. So, it's interesting. I think you can look at it both ways. It's interesting. This is I'm trying to look at it in the glass, half full thing, and seeing someone who's gone through the whole DOC system, rehabilitated, and has a great attitude. Anyways, let's jump into this parole hearing, and I'll unpack it with those details at the
Tequilla Morrow, 456393.
Thank you, Ms. Morrow. My name is Albert O'Shea. I think you recognize me.
Yes.
I was at the hearing. Chairman Renaza is to my left, and board member Bonnie Jackson is to my right. We're here for a parole hearing today, Ms. Morrow.
I'm excited, nervous.
So let me explain the process to you. I will read some information into the record. Once that information is in the record, we'll conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we'll allow Deputy Marchand to make comments if he wishes. At the very end, before we vote, we'll give you an opportunity to make a statement on your behalf. And Mr. Wade Garrett is here today. He's a friend and would like to make a brief statement on your behalf. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Paul, you are a second felony offender. You're currently 43 years old. Your parole date is July 29th, 2020. And that is because Governor John Bell Edwards signed a proclamation granting you parole eligibility.
Yes, sir.
I see where you have 790 days of good time. And your conviction was for manslaughter, and you received a 25-year sentence. Is all that information correct?
Yes, sir.
And I forgot to add that your full term date is October 4th, 2027. That you have a good time date in about a month.
Yes, sir.
Your case has been assigned to our Chairman Renaza. Would you please answer Mrs. Renaza's question?
Yes, sir.
Well, good afternoon. It's nice to see you again. It's nice to see your big, excited, smiling face. Nice. You were seen by the pardon board in October 2020, and the governor signed your commutation, adding parole eligibility immediately in July of this year. I see you've been had some health issues, late 2020 or mid 2021 and earlier this year. You all right? You doing good?
Yes, ma'am. I'm great.
Good. When we last saw you, you were in a work release program or transitional work program in Florida. Currently in a work release program.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work? What name?
Where do I work now? Oh, I work at the Fairfield, by Marriott. It's a hotel.
Okay. What's your transition? Tell us that. Where are you going to live and work?
I'm planning to go to Vidalia. It's only like an hour away from here. And my current boss said that I can keep my job here if I can transition back and forth to work, which Mr. Wade said he'll be able to bring me back and forth if I need to until I'm able to get my license on my own, which he's also going to help me with. And I also have another job waiting for me. It's a place called Papa D's, and it's in Vidalia. All I have to do is fill out an application to work there until I'm able to get back and forth to my job at Fairfield. Yes, ma'am.
Want to stay in Washita Parish at Fairfields if you can, but you have the Papa D's as a backup. I think it's a little more than an hour, isn't it? From Vidalia to Monroe. Is it Monroe?
Yes, well, it's West Monroe.
Okay.
To my job, West Monroe. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any questions. Any other questions?
Jack?
No.
Okay. Mr. Garrett, would you like to make a statement? Come up to the podium.
My father and her grandfather were friends, and I know and to help them get started. About a 3-bedroom house and working on the truck for them to drive, and we left them in the driver's license. And she gets to work and everything else.
Sounds like she's got great support. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Parole,
Yes, sir.
you're very lucky to have Mr. Garrett in your life.
Yes, sir. I know that. Thank you, Lord.
Would you like to make a brief statement?
I'm very grateful to once again be in front of y'all. I really want to do the right things when I get out. I want to make an impact. I want to help people. I just want to do the right things. I don't want to ever cause any harm to anyone anymore. Whatever I can do to change the way I was and to make it better out there for not just myself, but for other people, I want to do that. I'm ready to get out there and live a normal life and see my kids and my grandkids and hopefully help them because they're kind of going in the wrong direction. I want to be there for them and just show them that this is not the way to go and, you know, that there's a better way and they don't have to go the way I chose to go, you know, and I'm excited. I'm so thankful that for y'all, you know, for seeing something in me. And I'm thankful that God changed me and that I could be a better person. So I really appreciate whatever you decide today, whether it's yes or no, I'm still grateful. I'm glad to see y'all again. You know.
Remind me, how many children do you have?
I have 3 children and 2 grandbabies. They were born on the same day by 2 different daughters. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it pound for the vote?
I have, yes, but I do have one more question. Do you have a particular sobriety plan?
Well, I was a facilitator for Celebrate Recovery, and I know that there's churches that have Celebrate Recovery, so I would like to start, you know, at one of those churches and be in recovery again, Celebrate Recovery. Yeah. It helped me. Yeah, it helped me a whole lot. So, yeah.
Okay. Ms. Benazzi?
Yes, I am ready to vote, Mr. Chairman. My vote would be to grant parole, basically because you are commuted to immediate parole eligibility, and you got a good time date shortly anyway. I would add special conditions that you do participate and celebrate recovery.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
That's all I have for you. And I would recommend the local job if you can, because that'll make it easy till you're settled in.
Yes.
I'm not going to help the special condition, but I think that'll help. Good
Yes,
luck.
ma'am. Thank you.
Mrs. Jackson.
All right, I wasn't on your last panel, but apparently you were very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
They recommended commutation and the governor signed off. And so my vote today would be to grant.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Morrow,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put the icing on the cake. I also vote to grant. You received 3 votes to your early release. Your early release. It's been great. You have a good day.
Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you. You too. Merry Christmas to y'all too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Okay.
So John, now
Officer,
for the year.
this concludes our caseload at Washington. We're going to adjourn at 1:23 p.m. You have a good day and a good holiday.
Thank you. Y'all too. Bye-bye.
You know, and the idea was from Sir Richard, why don't you do a hearing around Thanksgiving, Christmas time that's a little more upbeat? And this one I thought fell into line, not only with it being upbeat and a sign, I think, of rehabilitation, a sign of someone who really did the best with their time, who seems to be just truly positive. And it's also took place right around Christmas, Thanksgiving, November 30th. And here we are. And it's interesting to see that the governor really waited until the last, waited 2 years before signing it. And it always makes me wonder, is the governor just like, I'm in no rush. I mean, I have in my hands, I could free her, but I'll let the paper sit on my desk and shuffle. You know, it's so interesting. But she stayed, it ends up being a month before her good time. The entire process, there was no need for it because she was getting out anyways in a month. But I liked how Mr. O'Shea and Miss Bonnie Jackson and Miss Renata were very kind towards her. She stayed out of trouble. I Googled her before doing the search. She's nowhere to be found. This is good news. I think this is a good sign of redemption, of rehabilitation. And again, there was something interesting about the prior hearing, how she said, no, it wasn't the process. I didn't see that as her not taking accountability. I interpreted it as her, if not victim blaming, which is, I mean, let's be real. She had every opportunity to say, woe is me. She had every opportunity to victim blame 75-year-old man who didn't pay her that she then killed. And you didn't see any of that. It was just someone who seemed to be super positive. I mean, that's how unique. That's rare, right? I'll read to you what Sir Richard found here on the article, and we can go through, like I said, I was going to go through it. And then we will finish off today with a Grandpa Do story time. So for those of you who are not familiar, Grandpa Do is my 95-year young grandfather from my mother's side. And every once in a while, he will share a story with us. He's also a second-generation butcher, so he'll share a little bit of a simple turkey recipe, although it's probably too late for you if you're hearing it now. But yeah, it's a cute story that he'll share. So, and it's actually, we're going to have 2 stories in there. So, Louisiana man killed after refusing to pay for sex. Woman allegedly attacked him with scissors, October 8th, 2002. Did I say 20? Okay. So a woman allegedly stabbed a 75-year-old man with a pair of scissors because he refused to pay her for sex. Tequilla, 23. Also, Slidell has been booked with the first-degree murder of Ellis Bell, whose body was found by families on October 2nd in his bed. Slidell police spokesman Lieutenant Rob Callum Bell's death was not ruled a homicide until after the autopsy on Friday. It's like, I wonder how these puncture wounds got there. I don't know. Let's go have an autopsy. Callahan said Murray, who was seen outside the man's home the morning he died, was arrested Friday night. Investigators said that Tequilla would visit Bell for sex each month after he received his Social Security check. But this month, Callum said Belle apparently refused to pay after a sexual encounter, and she became enraged. She then allegedly stabbed him more than a dozen times with a pair of scissors. Under questioning, Tequila initially denied being at his house, then told police she stabbed him after he sexually assaulted her. However, police say doctors found no evidence of sexual assault, and the woman later admitted to stabbing because he refused to pay her. And again, she didn't take any opportunity to victim blame. So it's like, at first I was like, she's not being honest. What is she hiding? But I mean, I think when you play this out, I'm give her the credit, okay? And it's interesting, 25 years for this day and age. I don't think you'd get 25 years for that. She took a plea deal. Apparently, she could have gotten an attorney. They would have put this and that, and they would have ended up giving her a plea deal for like, a small sentence, just compared to what we see these days, right? But there you have it. Now let's go listen to a story from Grandpa Do. All right, Grandpa Do, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. It's nice to talk to you on a beautiful day. And I'd like to tell you one of my adventures.
Well, I know that the Mandu community has been asking for another story from Grandpa.
Well, this is about a dream come true.
I am excited.
Back in the day when we were deciding where to go for the holidays, my wife always got the holidays off as a school teacher, and we decided to go to the beautiful French island of Martinique. So we researched it out, and we found this wonderful condo on a yacht club. One side is the yacht club with the marina and the beautiful boats tied up. On the other side is the Caribbean Sea. So off we go, flying in the blue yonder. We arrive in Martinique, middle of the afternoon, and there we are, finding our apartment. It was lovely, three room apartment, bedroom, living room, kitchen, very nice, facing the marina, beautiful views. There's a knock on the door. I open the door, and there's this lovely young lady. Monsieur, can you help me, please? I says, being very neighborly and friendly, of course. Yes, of course I can. She says, my shower is not working. It's just not coming out the water. Is there anything you can do to help? Why, I said, of course I can. Now listen, I'm no plumber or a carpenter, but I am a little bit handy. So I figured, what could go wrong? Let me try. So right next door, I walk in, and there's her roommate. Welcome, monsieur. I hope you can fix my shower. Now, I want to tell you something, Mandu.
Yes.
If you asked me what I did and how I did it, and gave me $1 million if I gave you the answer, I couldn't do it because I had no idea what I did. All I know is I fixed the shower. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Merci. The shower is now working. I am so happy. Thank you so, so much. I says, you're entirely welcome. She says, by the way, she says, we are students at the medical center across the bay at the, what's the name of that city? Well, it escapes me at the moment. And she says, you are welcome to come and visit sometime. I says, that would be lovely. I would go back and meet my wife, tell her what a wonderful deed I did as a neighbor. And she looks at me with a little skepticism. I says, but dear, you have to be friendly, you know. So the next day we're on the beach. I got an umbrella. I'm lying in the sand and I'm taking a little snooze because I was tired. And I'm dreaming in my snooze. I'm having a dream. Niel, hey Niel. I was like, who's calling me? I opened my eyes, and lo and behold, my two next door neighbors are coming running to me, and they're wearing their bikini. But the problem was they forgot to put their tops on. I said, oh
no.
my, oh my, oh my. Oh, Neil, thank you so much for coming and fixing my shower. Anytime you are in Marseille, France, you are welcome to visit. I said, that's so nice. He says, but of course you're going to come to the hospital at Point and visit us there. I says, well, that would be nice. And so the next day, we did go on the ferry boat across to the city, which escapes me at the moment, and spent a lovely day. We had lunch in the doctor's cafeteria, and it was just nice to see the hospital there in Pointe-de-France. That's the name of the city. And we returned back and spent the rest of the week in this beautiful island. On the beach, every 100 yards was a different restaurant where you can sit out and smell the fresh Caribbean air and the beautiful breeze. And that's how we spent our holiday that year. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. You're entirely welcome.
So, how was your wife handling this situation?
She was delighted that I was happy.
Oh, for some reason, I doubt that.
No. She was marvelous. Marvelous. No,
So,
no problem at all.
What year was this?
Oh, my goodness. Probably 40 years ago.
So that was the flavor in France to go.
Well, all the French islands are that way. Yeah.
I didn't. One in.
Oh,
France.
yeah, and not only France, but I understand Germany too was that type of swimming. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
It must have been a surprise.
No. We've already ran into it several times before in other islands. In St. Thomas, St. Martin. It's half French and half English. On the English beach, it's bathing suits on. On the French side, NPO.
And that is a story I have not yet heard, so we're sharing it.
Well, there's a few more I have under my sleeve here that I can tell you, but that's enough for today.
Thank you. Good. I'm looking forward to hearing more, and I know the Mandu community is as well. What are you?
I hope so.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
For Thanksgiving, I'm having it here, and my friend is joining me with her son and daughter-in-law.
Are you making a turkey?
Yes, sir. And as a matter of fact, I'm making my turkey a little unorthodox. What you do is you cut the backbone off, split this breastbone, and make it flat as a pancake.
Okay, so let's remind everyone that you're a second-generation butcher, and you've been butchering much of your life.
Oh, yes. And then what you do is you put your stuffing underneath the turkey, get your oven set at that 500. When it reaches 500, you put the turkey in. Of course, you season the turkey with whatever seasoning that you're used to. And you put the turkey in for about an hour and 10 minutes, depending on the size of the turkey. It comes out delicious, crisp, brown on the outside and juicy on the inside.
Okay, I think you need to repeat it one more time for those who are listening.
Okay. You've cut the backbone off the turkey with a poultry scissors. Okay. Then you flatten the top, and there's a big breastbone between in the middle of the turkey. If you can take that out, it'd be fine. You need a pointed knife to do that. Otherwise, just kind of bang it down so that the turkey's flat. Put your stuffing underneath, and then just put the turkey on top with your favorite turkey seasoning. Cook it for about an hour, 15 minutes, depending on the size of the turkey. And it's crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside.
What temperature do you bake it at?
500.
500?
Correct.
500 for an hour to an hour and a half, you said?
No, well, depending on the size of the turkey.
Right.
Yeah, usually a 12, 13-pound turkey, an hour is enough.
I didn't know it was 500. Wow.
Yes, sir. 500.
Okay. And what spices
Yep.
do you recommend? What do you do?
Well, I usually use vegetable oil, oil it up good, salt and pepper and paprika.
Salt, pepper. Simple.
Yeah, it is just simple. Very simple.
And you're making a turkey soup right now, right?
Right now, I'm cooking a turkey soup. Yes.
What did you do for that? When did you start it?
Well, it's another turkey. I took the turkey breasts out, put those in the freezer, took the wings off, had them for dinner last night, and the drumsticks, the thighs, and back goes into the turkey, into the water for the soup. Boil it for about 2 hours. Let it sit overnight. Take it out, skin the top, and then I put in lettuce, celery, carrots, parsnip, and onion. And toward the end, you throw in some dill and parsley. And then I take some of the thigh meat from the turkey, put it back into the soup after it's boiled because it's all cooked. That just warms it all up. And there's your turkey soup. Some people like to add a little pasta, these very tiny pastas, to thicken it up a little bit. You know, the last 10 minutes, you can throw that in as well.
Pasta?
Yes, sir.
I don't think I've ever tried that.
Oh, yeah, it's nice. The little tiny ones, you know, they forgot what you call them. And
when did
they will,
when did you start?
In the last 10, 15 minutes. Yesterday.
Yesterday? How long do you keep
Mm-hmm.
You put it in the fridge, like between days?
Yeah. Yeah. Let it sit in the fridge, and it gets all the flavors of the turkey comes out into the liquid. Then I take out the bones, throw those away, of course. Keep the nice meat from the thighs, nice and meaty, and put that back into the turkey soup just before it's ready to be served, and you got a full dinner right there.
I know. You know it is. So there's no reason to have more than just a good soup for dinner. Sometimes it's the appetizer, but I think I always get full on it.
Soup, yeah, me too. And that's my main menu for tonight.
That's your main menu, and it costs you.
Yep.
How much? How many dollars did that cost you? Do you think?
The whole turkey was $7.50.
Unbelievable.
That was a 15-pound turkey.
They're giving them away.
Yeah, amazing. It's cheaper than bones. I can't believe it. And they're grade A turkeys, really nice. Head turkey's better because you get more white meat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, do you win last night?
No, I did not win because I didn't play.
Oh, you didn't play?
No, my partner didn't show up. He forgot to show up, so I couldn't play bridge. He apologized, but we're all set for next week. He's definitely coming.
Oh, I thought you played. And then you're having a surgery next week, or no, 2 weeks?
December the 6th. I'm going to be stimulated. It's called a stimulator. It's an electronic device that's placed in my back at the base of the spine. And I have a control that controls it. And you can control it in different different styles as you need. If you need, and what it does is it sends electronic pulses to your nervous system and deadens it so that your pain is relieved from the spinal stenosis that causes it. It's like a pacemaker, but it's instead of over your heart, it's over your spine.
I hope it works.
It has to work because they give you a trial, They put it on the exterior of your back. They just put 2 holes in your back with the prongs of the wires that go into your spine. And they're very, very thin, by the way. And they try it out, and if it works, then they put it in underneath permanently. And it's a Boston Scientific device, and you have a representative from the company assisting you in programming that little control that you have so that you get the best benefit from it. So I'm looking forward to it so that I'll be able to be more mobile.
You're gonna be back on the tennis court?
No. I just want to walk from the parking lot into the store, do my shopping, and come back again without pain. That's my goal.
It's a good goal.
Yes, sir. So what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Well, I got a brisket in the smoker. The alarm just went off. It told me that the brisket reached 205 degrees. So I have the app. I just shut the grill off right now while we're talking. Then I'm gonna go out.
Yep.
I have it wrapped up, and so I marinated it all last night.
Yeah.
And then I've had it in the smoker since 7 in the morning.
Okay. Now, when you have it in the smoker, is it wrapped?
So I did the first. I did the first up until the last 3 or 4 hours. It was not wrapped, and then in the final 3 or 4 hours, I wrapped it. But I was spraying it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I was told to do. And then
I thought you wrap it first and then take the wrapper off at the end.
No, they're saying you let it first without the wrapper, then you wrap it. And this way, I think it.
Oh, wow.
Because it doesn't cook that much at the beginning, and then now it's cooking up. It's all wrapped up in juices, and I mean it's been I'm still trying to figure it out, but I'll let you know how it goes. I think this one time I got it.
Now, is that a first cut or a second cut?
I listened to you. It's a second cut.
Okay, so it's thick.
It's thick, yeah, and it's got
Good.
fat on
Okay,
it.
I think that's going to be better. Yeah, I think you're going to find that better.
And I've been spraying it every 30 minutes. I had my alarm clock going on. Before I wrapped it, I sprayed it with apple juice.
Oh my! Wow.
Yeah. Like the good apple juice,
I can't.
The cider, like the stuff
Yeah,
you get in the fall.
apples. Oh, I wanted to buy apple cider today. I forgot.
So good.
This is the season for apple cider.
Season, I know. Oh my gosh, it's
so
good.
Yeah, I know. Even in Florida, it's good. I remember when I was younger, back in Connecticut, in October, we used to, October, just before Thanksgiving, we used to go to the apple mill, and they would have, oh my God, hundreds and hundreds of baskets of apples, all kinds, $2, $3, $4 a basket. And then they would have the apple juice, I think it was $3, $3 for half a gallon. And it was so good.
It is so good.
Yeah, delicious. And I don't know where they get their apple juice down here, but it's still good here. I got a couple already, and they're very nice.
It's good in the morning instead of orange juice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So
Sounds
refreshing.
good to me.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to do me a favor. When you take it out of the smoker and get ready to slice it, take a picture of it for me.
Oh, okay. I'll take it and I slice it against the grain, right? When I cut it open.
Right across the grain, right against the grain, right.
Right. They say it makes a difference how you cut it.
Oh my God! If you cut it with the grain, it falls apart. It's almost like hamburger. So you got to cut it across the grain, and it says nice slices, like corned beef slices.
Right. That's what. And I cut it. Do I let it cool down before I cut it, or do I cut it?
Yeah. Let it cool. Yeah. Okay. Like at least an hour.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just put aluminum foil over it, let it cool down, and then slice it. And sets the juices It firms it up a little bit.
So I'll keep it covered when I take it out in the foil, right?
Yeah,
Foil.
covered in a foil. Yeah.
Okay.
Not tight, just over it.
Well, it's covered right now because I covered it when I put it in the smoker.
That's all right. When it comes out, you got to still cover it, so it slowly cools down.
Well, I'll keep it covered.
Yeah, just but on top, loosely, not tight.
Oh, okay.
So it can breathe. Let it breathe. It has to breathe.
So I'll unwrap it and then recover it.
Yeah. You got it.
Got it.
And I want a picture.
I'm gonna take pictures, and I'll take a video too.
Okay, that's okay. Fine.
Yeah. All right. I think this time maybe I got it. This time I got it.
Good.
8 times the charm.
Okay. I hope so.
All right.
I can smell it right now over the phone.
I can smell it too.
Oh, it's my turkey soup I'm smelling. I really am.
You thought you smelled it.
I smelled it. I said, wait a minute, how can I smell the roast? It's my turkey soup.
Hey, you still have another hour to go before happy hour. You're ready to...
I know. Yeah, Paul is coming here in about a half hour.
Oh, just in time. You'll have some scotch and...
Yeah, you got that right.
Enjoy. I'm gonna have some...
Yes, sir.
Some wine with my brisket tonight.
Oh, yeah. Nice red wine goes great with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon.
Right, back to the French theme. Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
Sauvignon
Blanc, yeah.
You have a good French accent. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oui, monsieur. But of course. I've been in Paris. Oh, I'll never forget. I went to visit my nephew in Paris. He's an American, he's Barbara's nephew. It's Barbara's sister's son. Married a little Danish gal, and he moved to Paris when he was 18 years old. His father died, and then his mother died. He was all alone. He had nothing to do. He went to Paris, learned French beautifully. So he got a little place right outside of Paris. When we went visiting Paris, we stayed with him, and he took me to a Paris bakery. I want to tell you, I have never been in such a gorgeous bakery in my whole life. The pastries and the breads, everything would smell so good, so beautiful. So he says to me, Uncle, don't start speaking French to them, Mademoiselle, bonjour, don't you dare speak French, because I don't speak French. I just make up the words. I says, okay, Martin, okay, I won't. But they were so adorable that we got on the counter. Oui, monsieur, bonjour,
you don't.
Oh my God!
You don't even want to speak, even if you're fluent in French, but you're not Parisian. You don't want to speak French in Paris.
Exactly. Oh my God! And it's such a beautiful language. Oh my God, what a language! So it flows. It's like singing. You're singing when you talk.
It is
lovely language.
I also I like Italian. I love Italian.
Italians, they talk too fast for me.
But they always sound like they're singing when they talk.
Well, all those songs in Latin weren't bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, and thank you for the wonderful trip that Grandpa and grandson had.
That was a crazy road trip.
Yes,
more
I think they
epic than the movie.
I think they should make a movie of it.
Called Grandpa Road Trip.
The Grandpa Road. Yes.
With my grandfather.
And my grandson.
And who is number uno?
Uno.
And you heard it, folks. I I'm number one. Over and out.
Over.